Dearly beloved, and those that snuck out in the back because they saw shit was going on, we gather in most glorious reverence of one among you humans that succeeded in rocking so hard she didn't just crack the ceiling, she brought the house down and cleansed it with fire. In our lives as creatures on this earth, we can only hope to stride the world with a point of a UTS of her calf strength and shimmy a fraction of her hip ability. So it is mathematically correct that we yield in remembrance of her magnificence. Gods of rock, I call to ye. Here now, gainst my mortal hath to keep me coiled. I invoke the names of Bowie, Prince, Mercury, Janus, Bon Scott, and Bonham, Dio and Barry, Cash, Moon, and Dimebag. So hark unto me and us in this moment. Heed my warning, I beseech ye, and prepare for a titan is hurtling toward ye with a force that could start a star. Beware, ye guardians of grind, for one of this earth has attained celestial being and is at this moment on a collision course with the divine, destined to rock eternal in the great gig in the sky. In Lemmy's name, I pray you be aware and ready yourself, for a final bow has been taken, and according to all cosmic law, she shall now rock among you, immortal, shiny, and chrome. Witness her, for she is awaited. What a lovely day indeed to be a god. But for those of us who maintain our earthly experience, we must stop and take a moment to grieve her moment, however brief it may be, and have been, to the infinite, because time stops down here, and that sucks. So let us all take this moment to remember Tina Turner, who taught us all how to endure, survive, and how to shake a fringed mini dress in matching heels. Anna Mae Bullock was born November 26, 1939 in Brownsville, Tennessee. The family lived in the nearby rural unincorporated community of Nutbush. And it really doesn't get more real than coming from a rural unincorporated community in Tennessee, let alone one called Nutbush. She would move to St. Louis, where she would hang around in nightclubs. When then she saw the Kings of Rhythm, and one night grabbed the mic from then drummer Eugene Washington and crushed B.B. King's You Know I Love You, becoming a vocalist with the band renamed Little Ann. Her first recorded single was Box Top in 1958. And then, in 1960, after singer Art Lassiter failed to show up for a session, Little Ann sang lead on the demo of the song A Fool for Love, with the intention of her voice being replaced by Art later on. But then disc jockey Dave Dixon sent the demo to Juggy Murray, the president of the R&B label Sue Records, who said of Little Ann that her voice was like, quote, screaming dirt. It was funky, which is more of a compliment than it sounds. Like, I'm not a record exec, but had I been, I would have had a thesaurus on hand. Murray decided that Ann should be the singer of the band, convincing the leader of the band to keep her on, and she was renamed Tina, as it rhymed with Sheena, as in the comic character Sheena, Queen of the Jungle by Eisner and Iger from the 1938, or so the story goes. She was then last named Turner after the lead singer of the band, Ike Turner, or as Tina would refer to him in her 1997 CNN interview, who? Since other singers had bailed on Ike before, for reasons you could probably figure out without a Google search, her name was trademarked. So if she bailed, as others had done before, they could find another and replace her with a new Tina Turner. But who could ever find another? From then until 1976, she blazed the Billboard charts in the duo Ike and Tina Turner. This part of the story is not mine, nor anyone's to tell. This is the Tina Turnerology of it all. It is her story, and she told it. The fact that she did tell it in a 1981 interview is a milestone in the history of survivors of abuse in the world. Quote, I was living a life of death. I didn't exist, but I survived it, and I walked out. I walked and I didn't look back. And then, in 1984, at 44 years old, her fifth solo multi-platinum album, Private Dancer, gave her awards, success, change, and it was selected in 2020 by the Library of Congress to the National Recording Registry for being, quote, culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. Remember, for being the greatest comeback album of all time, although Tina Turner never did consider it that. Quote, "I do not consider it a comeback album. Tina had never arrived. It was Tina's debut for the first time, and it was my first album." Now, I am a humble bird on this planet, small and impossible to shop for. I could not possibly steam and condense the life and times and Bob Mackie attire of Tina Turner into 10 minutes. No one can, not even Wikipedia, though it hath tried. Her career spans more than half a century. She was the first woman, first black artist, first black woman to be on the cover of Rolling Stone in 1967. She has 2 Guinness World Records. One in 1988, when 186,000 people showed up in Rio de Janeiro for her Break Every Rule tour, making it the largest paying audience for a solo performer ever, outselling Frank Sinatra. And then again, in 1990, during the Break Every Rule tour in Europe, when over 3 million across the continent attended, breaking the streak held previous by the Rolling Stones. She's won 8 Grammys, and though not originally accepted as a rock singer because she was black in America, she was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice. Once for the aforementioned Ike and Tina, and again for herself, because, in her words, quote, "The people proclaimed me rock and roll." But we have a finite time on this planet and could not possibly corral so much history into a single moment. We just don't have the technology. Instead, my meager donation to the wealth of remembrances from across the world of righteous hooks in honor of the Queen of Rock and Roll is this. My Tina Turner CD. It's my mix CD. I don't know if you can see it in the back. It's my Tina Turner mix CD. It's just, I don't know why that's funny. It's my mix CD. I worked 2 days on this. It's just 10 songs with a bonus track. No, it's not 11 songs, Tret. It's a bonus track. It's a bonus. Bonuses don't count. That's what makes them a bonus. Go wait in the car. And it is with these 10 plus bonus tracks that I attempt to honor a woman who once climbed part of the Eiffel Tower in heels for the cover of her 1989 album Foreign Affairs at 50 years old. Track number 1 is A Fool in Love, Sue Records, 1960, to mark her debut single. And it's one of the first R&B recordings to successfully cross over to the pop charts and become a million seller. Track number 2 is Too Many Ties That Bind, Sonia Records, 1964, to mark Tina Turner's first credited single as a solo artist. Track number 3 is You Can't Miss Nothing You Never Had, Sonia Records, 1964, because it's great. That's it. Sometimes things are just great. Track number 4 is River Deep Mountain High, Phyllis Records, 1966, to mark her moment with Phil Spector giving her the 20 million musicians needed for his wall of sound to back her, costing over $180,000 by today's standard. It was ranked number 33 on Rolling Stone's 500 Greatest Songs of All Time and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's 500 Songs That Shaped Rock and Roll, and it was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame in 1999. Track number 5 is Nutbush City Limits, United Artists, 1973. Not just because it's a dick-kicking banger about Tina Turner's hometown and the hottest song ever written about anything called Nutbush, but it was the last hit that the duo released together before she went out on her own. Track number 6 is Acid Queen, United Artists, 1975. The last album she worked on with Ike was this solo album, which was inspired by her role as the Acid Queen in the movie Tommy, which is not something you watch. You kind of have to behold it. Like, it's wild. And it stinks of old weed like a bus driver's jacket. And it's like, why I cannot trust baby boomers when they say the kids today are weird. Track number 7 is Let's Stay Together, Capitol Records, 1983, from her legendary album Private Dancer, that marked a moment in the light as her own authentic self. She recorded this with the British pop group Heaven 17 at Abbey Road Studios at 44 years old. Track number 8, What's Love Got to Do With It? Capitol Records, 1983. Also from Private Dancer. You may have heard this one somewhere. I don't know. I don't know your life. It's only one of the songs of the century, according to the Recording Industry Association of America. And it was the reason When Doves Cry didn't reach #1 on the Billboard Hot Black Singles, not what you think, chart, only to be the second best performing song on the Billboard year-end Hot 100 after When Doves Cry. Track number 9, We Don't Need Another Hero, Capitol Records, 1985. This is the one she wrote for Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, in which she was in. Oh yeah, she was also in a Mad Max movie, by the way, in case you're not a believer yet. Also, the great Tim Capello, a.k.a. the Jack Sax man from Lost Boys, is in the music video. Track number... I love... There was absolutely someone in the back that went, oh. Yeah, nice, in the video. You can Google it. Track number 10, GoldenEye, Virgin, 1995. My favorite of the Bond songs. Written by Bono and The Edge when they found out that Tina Turner was going to sing it, and not Depeche Mode, who were originally asked to do it, and we're all the better for this glorious seismic shift in time. Finally, your bonus track was originally written for Bonnie Tyler, who said of Tina Turner's cover, quote, "She did it much better than I did." You know the song from Schitt's Creek when Dan Levy danced to it in the boutique store. And Noah Reid sang a warm buttermilk biscuit version of it at the talent show. But it sums up how I feel about Tina Turner. On May 24th, 2023, she left this planet behind on her forever journey, leaving behind a bunch of legendary moments, too many to name, too many songs for one mixed CD, too many to say. A statement of a human and a statue that moved the world. But to me, out of all the humans I've had a chance to see or experience, she was simply the best. And that's all there is to say. Thank you.
Give it up for Chad the Bird one more time, folks. And give it up for Tina.